I'm going to try to give you guys some gems today. And I'm going to start off by saying that men should not be chasing women. And yes, I know most women think we're supposed to be chasing them, and a lot of men believe that as well, but it's not in the DNA of a leader or an alpha to be chasing. It's not. So men are expected to be leaders, providers, and protectors. And that's what women want out of a man. But that type of person is not a person that pursues someone for validation. See, alphas or men that are leaders, they're rooted in self-respect, purpose, and emotional discipline. They don't chase, they don't pursue for validation. You see, when you chase, that signals scarcity, which means that you're putting this person up on a pedestal. And what that does is undermines your polarity, and it undermines your confidence. So you don't want yourself to be in the position of pedalizing somebody else, putting somebody up to be higher than you are. As a man, you really are the winner because women look for men with resources. They want a man that has resources. So if you have the resources, which means if you have the ability to provide, protect, and to lead, you're the person that's in scarcity. So it shouldn't be you chasing, rather, it should be more of the woman chasing. See, the woman holds all the cards. The woman is the gatekeeper of whether or not she's going to allow this relationship to happen. Now, if you are over in pursuance of her, if you're overly pursuing her, you're not focused on acquiring or procuring the resources that attract her, which is why women love to pursue men that are on their purpose, that are focused, that are trying to achieve something in life because they can understand and see that he's trying to accumulate resources. He's going to be somebody special. He has potential. And that's what a lot of women do. They date men off of potential because he has the potential to acquire the resources that she wants for her life, whether that be money, whether that be, trips, trips to different countries, different islands, vacations. The resources that are important to the woman, all falls down to that specific woman, but they are typically in search of men that can provide the type of life that they want for themselves. So in order for you to really attract women or to get women to be in pursuance of you, you need to put your focus on resources. How do you acquire the things that they want? That's what you got to focus on. You can't focus on them. You can't chase them. You got to acquire the things that they want. When you acquire the things that they want, they'll chase you. So society has always led us wrong. Led us wrong. Even when you look back in the Victorian times, women today believe that men are supposed to be doing the initiating. But in Victorian times, women did the initiating, and they did it by dropping their handkerchief. If they saw a man that they were attracted to, they would drop their handkerchief and the man would pick it up, give it to her, and that would spark conversation. So men may lead the conversation, the flow of the conversation, but women have always been the initiator. When I go to a bar or when I see a woman out at the grocery store, anywhere, it doesn't matter where, but the woman is really the initiator because I won't approach a woman until I know she's feeling me or she wants me to approach. And usually, they'll do it with their eyes. Your eyes can sometimes speak louder than your voice. They'll give you the eyes that they're interested in you. Those eyes will almost tell you to come over. They'll be waiting for you to come over. They'll hold it. You've had that eye contact with a girl before where she just held it with you. She just held that eye contact. That's the type of cues that I look for when it comes to approaching a woman or entertaining a woman. She's going to give me the cues for me to approach. Women have always initiated. So don't let society or Hollywood fool you in this dating game and who actually holds the keys, who's actually the gatekeeper, because it's women. But you got to understand how to attract women. When you are on your purpose, when you're trying to achieve things in life, when you're trying to acquire resources, that attracts them. They notice that. That's a man on a mission. That's a man who's moving with purpose. And that's why the type of men which you would call high value, they have the pick of the litter. They have so many choices to choose from when it comes to women because they spent a lot of their time acquiring the resources that attract women. So if you understood the game, you'll know how to play it. I don't really focus on chasing women. I leave it up to God. If it happens, it happens. What's meant for me will be for only me to receive. In other words, I'll never miss what's meant for me. So I allow God to handle all of that for me. In the meantime, I'm focused on myself. I'm focused on building more wealth for myself, acquiring more resources. How can I become more valuable in the dating market? It's almost like when you look at a specific job that you want to have, how do you become the ideal candidate for that job? Well, then that means you need to go get the specific certifications that job requires. You need to go get the education that job requires. You need to create yourself into being the ideal candidate to get hired for that position. The same way goes to same way goes with dating. You need to become the person that they look for or the person that they want to be with. Does that mean changing who you are, your character? No. Never change for anybody. And that goes for men and women. If they can't accept you for who you are, then they're not for you. There's certain things you shouldn't be changing for anybody. But getting your life together, growing individually as a person, as a man, that should be something you want to do. That doesn't just benefit a woman, that benefits you. That benefits your life. You're becoming more fruitful. So focus on those things. Focus on acquiring the resources, which means having a stable life, getting a stable job. Uh, because protection for a woman is not just a physical thing, it can also be financially. Financial protection. I have trust in him because I know he has a stable job. I know he makes decent money. So a woman never has to worry if she loses her job because she knows her man has a good job or she knows her man can keep them afloat. So you want to find ways to create that stability. You want to be able to have those resources so that a woman can see value in you. And and you got to understand the difference between a woman seeing value and potential in you and a woman that's after you for your money. They're not the same. They're not the same. No different than me wanting a girl with a head on her shoulders that's doing things in life that's, ambitious. I want a woman that's like that, but I don't want her for her resources. I don't want her for her money. I want her because she's in alignment with me. That's the type of person I am. And so you got to be able to discern the type of woman that's coming after you. Is she coming after you for what you can give her? Or is she coming at you because you're a genuine guy and you got your life together? Those are two totally different things. So understand, never chase a woman. Let them chase you. Because when you got your affairs in order, when you're doing the right things, when you got your life together, they'll pursue you. They'll go after you because they understand what a catch is, because there's not that many catches out there. You think every man out there has his life together? That's trying to, get a better job, that's trying to get the education or the certifications or the training that he needs to make that next step in his job. Not many are out there with that kind of ambition. A lot of men are out there fine where they're at. They want the basics, the basic life, the barely surviving life where, you're living paycheck to paycheck. Most people are like that. So how can you separate yourself? How can you create space between you and those kind of men? When you learn to create the space between you and those kind of men, you become more valuable in the market. And women can see that. They notice that. And they'll all be fighting for you. They'll all be chasing you. You're not going to have to chase again. You never should have been chasing in the first place. So when we understand that, we'll truly understand the game, how to play the game. And we won't have so much of the trouble of how do I find a good woman or how do I get women to be more interested in me? And granted, this is not going to work for everyone. Some some of you guys, I can't help. It is what it is. For a lot of people, this will work. Get in the gym, work on your body, do the things that you can, and understand the difference. Know what you can do and know what you can't do. I can't do nothing to my face. Short, if you don't like my face, then I don't know what to tell you. My face, it is what it is. I'm not going to go have reconstructive surgery or something to make you feel better about my face. No. But you can always change your body, make your body look better. You can always change the amount of money you make. You can always change your job. So focus on the things that you can change in your life. Try to make those things better. And if a woman doesn't like you for something that you can't change, bro, you don't need her. Same thing goes for a woman. If a man dislikes you because of things that you can't change, then he isn't for you. He isn't for you. And I'm okay with that because not everybody's supposed to be for you. I don't want to be a commodity. I don't want to be for everyone. I want to be for that special person or special people because I don't think there's just one person you're supposed to meet in this world. There's a few compatible women. There's maybe a lot of compatible women, so, and they'll appreciate you for all that you have to offer. Too many women, too many men in the sea to be complaining about one who doesn't like your face, who doesn't like your body, But I focus on changing the things that I can change and understanding, that not everybody's going to like me. And I'm okay with that. But continue to try to focus on procuring resources, gaining resources. If you want, a specific type of person pursuing you, you have to understand what she wants, become what she wants. And I don't mean characteristics. I don't mean personality. Don't change that. But if it's external things that you could work on that would benefit your life, change those things. Because it isn't just benefiting her, it's benefiting yourself. So if you want her, become what she's looking for. And then you'll have a better chance of obtaining her. I don't want to say anything is guaranteed, but your chances will definitely go up. But yeah, I thank you guys for watching this video. Please subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, I know some of y'all be watching the video, but you're not subscribing. Please subscribe. Leave a comment. I love to hear from y'all. I love to talk to y'all. I love my community. And leave a like. Like this video. Get the algorithm buzzing for me. Wherever I go, I'm taking y'all with me because my growth is due to y'all. So I thank you guys. I thank you guys for spending time with me. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. But I have more videos on the way per usual. I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.